Wow.
So Josh is back for the first time in 2 weeks, and we can't figure out how to put the input into our splitter so we can hear each other. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's
Sweet.
Great. Hey,
Well,
so we are back.
Thank you. Goodness. Thank you for tuning into another edition of The Peel. I'm Josh.
I'm Justin.
And damn, it feels good to be back.
Oh, yeah.
Damn, it feels good to be back. Sorry, I had to leave you for a little bit. What's up?
Is our feed frozen?
No,
Oh.
sorry. I had it on pause. Yeah, no, we're good. We're live. We got a few people watching. And hey, thanks for tuning in, guys.
Yeah, so...
we got a pretty good show tuned in. And unfortunately, this is what happens when your co-host is from Philadelphia.
Aw, bro, I carried this team. I carried this team for 2 weeks. Are you really going to hate on me right now?
Well, no. I'm just saying because of your jersey. I don't care. I love you for running the show. You're awesome. But he's a little confused right now.
No, so. I'm not confused.
We got two teams that have 2 back-to-back wins right now, and so something's got to give.
I'm going to pause you real quick. Yeah. You rep your hometown team. I rep mine.
Do it.
So I mean, you can't hate on somebody.
I'm gonna talk smack to you the whole show, just to let you know, though.
Can I say something though?
Sure, go ahead.
At least we're not FC Dallas fans.
Woo! High five. High five for that.
Yes. So a lot to cover. Josh, real quick before we actually get into this, let me go ahead and hit our timer. Let everybody know how you're doing. How's your mouth?
Oh, dude, I'm good now.
His mouth isn't hurting. His mouth isn't hurting for the reason that he's probably going to tell you. So.
You shut your mouth, hey. Mr. Brad David. Inside joke. Anywho, yes, I had a little bit of surgery on my mouth. It was just minor stuff. I had to get a couple of teeth pulled. I'll take 2 weeks off from the show. First week, my mouth was just hurting. It was hard to talk. Second week, I actually had the surgery the day of the show. I called in, and I was pretty loopy on some stuff, but I wanted to call in and say to the Peel listeners that I missed you guys, and thank you for tuning in the show and having to suffer with this guy. Unfortunately, he's wearing a Union shirt today, so
like I was saying,
he's just.
Like I was saying, I don't get on you for repping your home team, and I don't get on...
Because you're from me. What are you going to do? You rep my home team, too, so...
Yeah, but I always know that the Union will be number one in my heart.
Oh, well, hey, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. And you know what? Hey, we got 2 teams that have won the last 2 games that are about to clash tomorrow, and something's got to give. Okay? So...
True.
This should be interesting. It should be very interesting tomorrow.
But before we get into that match... Still waiting on you to tell everybody how you're feeling, what happened.
Oh, I'm feeling better. I just said it. Yeah, I had a couple wisdom teeth pulled.
Oh, yeah, missed that. I don't pay attention to you.
What? Shut.
All right, guys. So it is good to have Josh back. Sorry that last week's show was a little short. It's kind of really hard to do a show when you don't have that other person to bounce stuff off of. Because that's kind of what adds the dynamic of our show. Is having that conversation with people. So, excuse me, guys.
Yeah, sorry, I'm sharing all of our tweets and stuff. So it's hard running a 2-man show sometimes, but we are here doing it.
It's good to have him back. So this show should be what our 30th episode was going to be, because it is kind of huge that you guys have put up with us for 30 episodes. Now 31.
32. This is our 32. 31. No, 31. I'm sorry. Yeah.
So it's still kind of crazy that this is where we've gotten so far. That we've done 30 episodes.
Yeah.
Obviously, this season will be a full season. So
it's full season right now. It's been fun so far, man. It's been awesome. Definitely enjoying it, and hopefully we continue to do this. And as far as I know, we ain't going anywhere, so you'll have to put up with us.
I don't even care if you guys, if we have one listener at the end of the week. It's the fact that Josh and I love to do this. Also, Josh, go ahead and tell everybody how they can find us.
Yeah, guys, since I am back, I'm going to go ahead and take over my spot here. Guys, you can like our Facebook page, The Peel 2005. You can follow us on Twitter at The Peel 05. Email us, thepeel2005@gmail.com. You guys can give us any comments, suggestions for the show, how we can improve this, whatnot. If my friend needs to get rid of his Union shirt, I understand. It was not my choice, but anywho, he was gonna wear a Union scarf, but I told him, I said, no, bro, we're the Peel, we're wearing Peel scarves. So anywho, he can wear his scarf tomorrow. Like our friends, Dynamo Theory on Facebook, you can follow them at Dynamo Theory and visit their websites where you'll see our show, dynamotheory.com.
Yeah. Also, join us out here. We're here almost every Tuesday recording. Join us out here to Eighth Wonder. They just tapped
Weissheimer. Yeah, it's really good.
Look, my favorite was probably Rock of Fuel on Dome Foam. This might have taken the spot.
I think we finally agree on a beer here, because typically I'm sticking with like Intellectual, Haterade, and you're always Rocket Fuel and stuff. But this is a really good beer, man. I actually really enjoy this. It kind of has
a really sweet banana finish almost, but it's like the perfect summer beer. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But before we get into the hatred between Josh and I with this next match coming up, we do have a pretty meaningful match to cover versus Vancouver from this
very
past
good
week.
Vancouver side too.
It was. I don't want to say it was the toughest test, because we've played Portland, we've played Toronto. Now, granted, both of those were on the road, but I do think tactically this team gave us the biggest battle, at least at home, of the season.
I agree. As far as tactical goes, they were both evenly matched teams.
Yes.
I think. And I think that we could have we kind of got screwed out of a couple goals there. At least one by the ref, and then Morrow and Kyoto should have finished a couple goals there.
Yeah.
Honestly, if we would have put more chances away, we would have beat them even more.
There was, we
would have widened that gap margin.
You had Memo Rodriguez that had a shot towards the end of the match, but he took the smarter bet and passed it off to a veteran, which I'm not mad about. You did have Morrow sailing, two of them?
He sailed at least one that I can remember.
Kyoto had a shot instead of stepping
in the very
first
left minute of play, but Morrow delivered that beautiful ball to him.
Yeah.
It's first minute jitters, and this happens, Still got the win. If it affected our win, it would have been a bigger issue, but it did not, so we'll take it.
Yeah, but real quick, we'll just cover the scoring. We did have Albert Elise scoring in the 15th minute, brought the Panther back out. Kubo coming on for Elise. I don't remember when he came on. I'd have to look at those stats. But he did come on for Elise. He ended up leaving the match early.
Early in the game, yeah. It was like the 28th minute, 29th
But you did have
minute.
Kubo scoring again from the penalty spot at the 68th minute. And Josh and I think are going to dive into that just a little bit. And then you have their super sub, at least that's what they're calling him, Breck Shea for Vancouver, scoring in the 85th.
And honestly, man, if you had a better marker on that, Andrew Winger blocking Breck Shea, he's like a foot taller, pretty much, dude.
Yeah.
Off a corner piece, you can't block Breck Shea at Winger. I'm sorry. So it was a pretty much gimme goal.
That sub was in the 31st minute. I just had to find exactly the minute.
We were close.
Shots on goal, we won the battle 14-13. A lot of those, if I remember correctly, a lot of those for Vancouver came in the second half. I don't know if they just let their foot off the gas just a little bit towards the end of the match, but Vancouver had a couple chances towards the end. I will say, this is a total side note, I was excited to see Alfonso
Davies, yeah.
The kid's, 16?
Yeah.
16, and he's playing MLS. And we're just two fat guys sitting here on a chair talking about the game,
I really want... he wasn't even on the bench for Vancouver. Their new signing, Bernie Ibanya.
Yeah.
Their new signing, they signed him on Tuesday of last week, so I really wanted to see that. So that was kind of disappointing we didn't get to see him, because he actually looks like a difference maker for the team. Granted, he wouldn't have made his MLS debut as a starter. He would have came on as a sub, but we didn't get to see that. That was kind of upsetting for me. But
one of the biggest things that I've noticed with this match is that Vancouver came in there and they were looking to foul from minute number 1. And I don't know if that's what teams are going to start doing, because if you don't necessarily have the speed and you're back 3 or 4, you're going to have to do something to give you some kind of competitive advantage, whether that's getting in their head mentally or by fouling them and hoping that you don't get a card, but continue that physicality. Mm-hmm. I'm hoping that this isn't something that they do from here on forward with this team.
Because not every team plays like that, though. Certain teams play like that, and I can name one off the top of my head, and that's SKC that plays like that.
Dallas is going to play us pretty physical.
They'll play physical, but not for the foul. I think Dallas will play us more fairly.
I'm not saying
but getting
Vancouver
the heads,
trying to get the foul. Vancouver fouling us.
Oh, Vancouver fouling us and playing dirty?
Yeah, because if you look back at that game, they were playing pretty physical against us.
Oh, absolutely.
There
was some injuries. At least got injured in it.
Yeah.
Right hamstring, though, I don't think that was more of a play-on-play injury.
I don't want to give an official report, but today I was out at Dynamo or at Houston Sports Park, and Elise was running. At least when I got there, they only opened it to the media towards the end.
The official report is that Cabrera said it's not too bad. They didn't give a time frame. He is traveling with the team for these next couple road games.
Speaking of that,
so he will be with them. We probably won't see him in Philly tomorrow, but he will probably be on the bench. We'll see him against Atlanta most likely and not getting the start. I'd give him some rest time and then play with your depth on the bench.
Yeah, speaking of that, the plane apparently left at 2:30 today for the team, so they should already be there. I'm pretty sure Wilmer's not going to let them eat any cheesesteaks there.
At least not, yeah. Well, actually, probably not at all. You got a double game week, dude.
Yeah. But with that, I mean, going back to the physicality, if you saw how they got in there, the Dynamo at the end of the first half weren't necessarily creating a ton of chances. I think they were just playing to get the halftime, so they didn't end up with any injuries. And then when it came out of the half,
it was a real big midfield battle, and I think Alex was doing a really great job in midfield. Obviously, because we got team of the week. Cabezas looking great as well. Yeah, those are our two stars. It's Machado, Aldelfo Machado.
Machado had an amazing game.
I was reading on Twitter, and Corey Ropton, he posted about how Machado he ended up he was third heading into MLS with he was third in clearances with 61 clearances. He's now leading the lead by 6 with 11 against Vancouver the other night. So that's incredible. As far as I know right now, best center back in the league at the moment after that game.
I could see that it's still going to be a little hard for me to...
Well, only because he's under the microscope for you because you've been watching the games, and he gave up one bad goal against a really good New England side.
Yes.
So, I mean, but I still agree that I'm going to say, if not the best, at least top 5, top 3 center backs in the league at the moment. Yeah, absolutely incredible. I'm having a lot of issues with my streaming here. So.
No, my tablet just sucks. But with that being
it's
said,
your Union jersey.
We are going to close this out. We've got a lot to run through this match or this podcast. We got Vancouver match, Philly match, Atlanta match, and then the normal stuff that we close out the show
we'll
with.
Go ahead and close out this Vancouver game then.
But a solid win.
Yeah, solid win. Wasn't the prettiest of wins, but a win is a win. We'll take another 3 points. Vaults us into first place in the Western Conference, second in the league. We're beating Dallas on. It's not goal differential we're beating them on, guys. We're beating them on home on wins right now. So wins are the tiebreaker before goal difference. So don't forget that, okay? Because I know a lot of people are confused on Twitter and stuff about it. And so a couple notes here. Mimo makes his home debut. Looking pretty good. You said
played about 9 minutes.
Yeah, played about 9 minutes. Not bad. I want to see more of him. Alex ended up getting his team of the week on MLS second week in a row. And then obviously the Machado clearances taking the lead.
Yep.
So, good game. Good game for the most part. So.
Like I was telling Josh before we got on, it wasn't necessarily a pretty win, but it was grit. It was a very gritty win, and I think that's what this team's needed was a hard-fought win instead of some of these blowouts that we've had over here. So it showed a different dynamic of this team. I like the way everybody filled in. We'll talk about the Kubo thing real quick after I run through the scores. But the scores through the week, we had Toronto taking on Orlando City. Toronto won that 2-1. SKC taking on New York Red Bulls. They're winning that 2-0. Colorado dropping a home match against Vancouver on was that Friday? Wait, I'm in the wrong week.
Yeah, you're in the wrong week.
Sorry, guys. Look at that. And it's funny because I clicked on it.
There you go. Okay.
Next week. So this is week starting on May 8th. Columbus taking on TFC. Toronto taking road points away from Columbus, winning 2-1. Then you had our game Friday. Houston winning against Vancouver 2-1. Toronto taking on Minnesota 3-2.
They had a double game week, and that puts them
into Minnesota could have actually won that game.
Well, hang on now. This is against a tired Toronto team, okay? But the thing is with Toronto is that they're making history right now. 6 wins, 6 straight wins. That's only been done 3 times in the past 10 years of this league. Okay, I'm just putting that out there right now. If you want to talk about best team in the league right now, it's not Dallas. It's Toronto.
Then you had Colorado blanket San Jose at home, which is still odd because Colorado's not that good this year.
Yeah, but I mean, at home, Colorado, Tim Howard finally finding some form. It takes a win sometimes.
Montreal dropping 3 points at home to Columbus, losing that 3-2.
Justin
DC
Miram.
United.
If anybody,
Yes.
if anybody had Justin Miram on their fantasy, which I went against them, yeah, good for you because he sacked in a lot of points this week.
You had Philly taking a huge 3 points away from DC United, winning 4-0. Very good match. I watched almost all of that except for like the first 10 minutes. But it was a very good match for them. Then you had Sporting KC drawing Orlando City 2-2 in Orlando.
And that was another good one to watch.
RSL getting blanked by New England at home 4-0. Seattle losing to Chicago 4-1 in Chicago. You also have Portland taking on Atlanta, another 1-1 draw. I don't want to say this is time for Portland to worry, but Portland has not been playing well their last 2 matches, or 3 matches.
Well, yeah, they're without Diego Valeri and they're without Darlington Nagbe.
Yeah,
they haven't been playing well.
LA picks up points at home on the road against New York Red Bulls.
Alessandro with a brace for 2, man.
And then probably the match that helped us the most, you had NYCFC taking on Dallas in Dallas, getting a 1-1 draw.
Thank you, Sean Johnson, for shutting them out because FC Dallas almost put them away a couple times, but
they did. Sean
Johnson just shutting them out.
Yeah. But that is going to take us into this week's match. Real quick, let's talk about Kubo. It was brought up on Glenn Davis' show, and we've also seen some posts on the internet about Kubo and what his actual goal number is and the argument surrounding that. If you look at his goals, most of his goals have come from the PK spot. Now, I can play devil's advocate on this.
So, half his goals, so 4 goals have come from the PK spot, 2 of them off set pieces. And, I mean, a goal is a goal. A goal is a goal.
Yes, a goal is a goal when it comes to
my response,
wins or losses.
My response to that, my response to all the people that are hating on it, haters will say you walk on water because you can't swim. Who gives a damn how he's scoring his goals? He's scoring his goals, and he's leading the league in goals scored at the moment. And that's all that matters to me right now. I don't even care about that. He's scoring goals.
Yeah.
That's regardless if he's leading this league or not. He's scoring goals.
He is scoring goals, but I do understand
he has
the
himself
argument.
a hat trick underneath this team. That's it.
My thing is I understand the argument from other people. You know, I do.
There is no argument. There is no argument on it.
I want to see him more in action, getting goals than just PKs. Now, the only reason he's getting these PKs is he's the best PK kicker on the team. Example is Morrow 2 weeks ago
missing
that PK. But it is what it is.
But now, however, as far as Morrow and Kubo goes, Morrow is the better player in my opinion right now. Okay, yes, Kubo is leading the
agree
league.
With that.
Kubo is leading the league in goals scored, but Morrow is more versatile. He can score. Obviously that goal that he missed, the penalty kick, did not affect him. He scored 2 goals after that and helped us win that game 4-0.
But that will take us into our Philadelphia Union match. Union are going to be taking on Houston Dynamo in Philly. I think actually it's not going to be a cakewalk like it would have been, say, 4 weeks ago when the Union were playing like absolute garbage. They have found form in their last 3 matches, if you want to call the LA draw on the road.
Well, they're unbeaten in 4. They got the draw in the previous game before LA as well. So Union are looking.
But they are coming off 2 huge wins, 0 goals in the last 3 matches given up, 10 goals in the last 4. So I mean they're playing extremely well. I like what I've seen from CJ Sapong.
Wait a minute, hang on. 0 goals in the last 3, but 10 goals.
They've given up 0 goals in the last 3.
But have given up 10 in their last 4.
They've scored 10 in their last 4. They've scored 10.
Misheard.
Oh, my fault. Houston can't get that lucky. Okay.
I was about to say, did they lose 10-0 in their fourth game or something?
All time though against Philly, the Dynamo are sitting at 16 matches, 8 wins, 4 draws, 4 losses with a +4 goal difference. In Philly, not including 1 MLS playoff match, you have 1 win, 2 losses, and 4 draws with a +7 goal difference. I do think that the Union have a shot to win this game. But I also think, I'm also
both of these teams have a shot to win this game. They're both on fire right now.
I am also going to be completely honest, and yes, since I am on a Dynamo podcast, I do think the Dynamo walk away with their first road points. But I also would not be.
Well, are you saying road points as in like 3 points, or are they going to take the draw?
I think the Union are going to lose, but I think there is a very high probability of a draw as well. Which I think for both teams, for both teams right now, a draw works out in their favor because Philly playing as bad as they were in the beginning of the season, taking on a team as good as the Dynamo. If you get a draw out of that game, that's a win for you.
For the Dynamo, honestly,
they need road points.
They need the win. They need the win on Wednesday because they got 2 more big games on the road. They're in a double game week. They're going to be tired heading into Atlanta on Saturday. They need to get the 3 points tomorrow against Philadelphia, a Philadelphia Union that has struggled early on in the season.
But they're finally finding their form.
They're finally finding some form, but also the Dynamo have been having form. So I think that but the only issue that I'm going to have is without Elise.
Yes, but what I will say is also it's not like you're traveling across the country between both these matches. They're in Philly now. They travel to Atlanta, which I think is probably like a 2-hour flight. So it's not that far. So I don't think
they're still going to be tired.
They're going to be tired, but it's different than saying playing in Philly.
This is our first double game week, so it's going to be interesting to see how the Dynamo actually how they counteract to that. Because this is a team that's push. Now, I don't think that you're going to see the same. Obviously, you're not going to see the same starting lineup.
Yeah.
That you saw against because at least is not going to get the start. We might see Boney in there. We might see Andrew Winger in there. I don't know yet. Alex for sure. Definitely keep playing him. He's looking fantastic. In that midfield, he's pulling the strings just like you said. He's playing a number 10 role.
Yeah. Also, real quick, I'm mad that we didn't talk about this in the Vancouver match. That ref was absolute garbage, and it was kind of funny to see Wilmer in the post-match conference talking about that. But you could see he was walking a real fine line for throwing him under the bus. But I just wanted to throw that out there real quick. I just hope we don't get Geiger for this match because then both teams are screwed.
Yeah, Well, But I don't want to look at the referee point of view on the game. I want to see a good physical game tomorrow. This is our derby again. A secondary derby for the most part. I know you're gonna be pulling for your Union.
I'm trying to think. With the Union, you're probably gonna see a 4-3-2-1.
What have they been playing?
A little mix of everything, actually.
Trying to figure out what did they play against DC? Because what they played against DC, they need to play against Dynamo.
I don't remember, but I can tell you.
That's exactly what they need to do. The same formation. I know that Gucci's gonna have some trouble. Gucci's gonna have some trouble, old man.
Hey, he looked like he was playing with the best.
But he plays more center, so we're gonna play out on the wide rings. So we're not gonna be going too far on that.
They played a 4-2-3-1 against DC, which I kind of like. Asenio, I never really liked Asenio. Geiger, fourth official. Oh no, please Enrique, I hope you're lying. I do want to see Bedoya get into the action a little bit more. I wouldn't mind seeing Rosenberry getting some starts. Jay Simpson's looked decent this year, and Fabian Herbers. I don't remember if he's back on the injury list or not, but he was down during that match. But
I will say a lot of people from the fantasy point of view are picking Andre Blake as their goalkeeper.
He's top 3 best keeper in the league.
Well, yeah, he is. Yeah, he is, and the Dynamo are going to struggle, and Dynamo will struggle to get past that. They got to play out in the wings. Yeah, I think Morrow gets to start too. Who are you gonna say for this lineup? Because this lineup's gonna be different.
Yeah, you're gonna have Kubo playing the main striker. Morrow's gonna play out to the right of him on the attack.
If it was me as coach, I would put Morrow in the mid, in the center, and then I wouldn't
tell
even
me
start.
Tell me when Kubo's ever played well playing outside the center attack.
I wouldn't even start Kubo. I would go ahead and put Wenger out there and put Kubo into the super sub.
No, look, as much as I like Wenger,
I'm sorry,
Kyoto, Manotas, and Kubo are your 3 best players when it comes to the attack.
I would rest Kyoto, or not Kyoto. I'm sorry. I would rest Kubo and get Kubo to start in Atlanta, and give him a start with Elise, because there's a possibility that Elise, since it's not a bad injury as he's saying, we could potentially get Elise back for Atlanta.
But as a Dynamo fan, wouldn't you want all your firepower in both these games? You need road points, and let's face it, Philly.
I still have faith in my team.
He said it's on the MLS app. Well, crap. But
you jinxed us with that Mark Geiger. We shouldn't even brought that up.
I was joking. So
you shouldn't even have brought that up.
But when it comes to that, if you're looking at both these teams, the Union are probably your better shot to win over Atlanta. Start your attacking three in Manotas, Kubo, and Kyoto. Save Wenger for the match against Atlanta. You don't have Joseph Martinez to go against. So you don't have to worry about going goal for goal. And quite honestly, Atlanta has not played well their last couple matches.
I mean, Philly's only got 2 back-to-back wins. Okay, they started off rough. I would go ahead and roll the dice and put Wenger in there, and actually play Boniak behind him.
Okay, so let me ask you this though: when do you finally stop experimenting and take the season for real?
Oh, the season's already taken for real, but now you got to fix your road issues. So you don't have your full, but at least is a huge factor in those last 2 wins.
Granted, this match I could really care less about what you have for the attack this match.
Regardless, okay, at least is already gone, so we already know that he's not going to get the start because of the injury.
Okay, he may not get the start, but if he's available for the bench, I still don't think you start Wenger. You still go with Kubo, Manotas, and Kyoto.
Would you put Wenger behind him though?
As more of a mid?
All right. We'll see. We'll see tomorrow.
You have Alex
we'll see
and
tomorrow.
Cabezas playing amazing in the midfield.
Absolutely. And Rico's playing pretty good. Yeah, Rico's playing pretty well
again,
too. Again,
explain to me how Wenger fits into this equation against the team that you know you can score against.
I'm still on. I would still want, because Morrow and Kubo don't play well together.
Okay.
You've even said it yourself.
Yes, but it's still.
And the only times that we've seen them play with each other are 4-4-2.
It is still a better option than starting Wenger.
Essentially, if you put Morrow in and you run a 4-3-3 with Kubo in the mid, you're already experimenting.
There's obviously a reason why Wenger was not a starter anymore in Philly.
They didn't look that great. They didn't look that great against Vancouver when Kubo was in there. I'm sorry,
but I also think it comes down to Kubo. If any, I don't think. I don't know. Maybe. And Glenn and Eddie Robinson talked about this on their show.
I just don't see
Morrow.
I see that they play the same position and they're both really good, but they both can't play well out on the wing. That's my only argument.
Okay, so
we're probably more than likely going to get the starting lineup that you're saying.
Are you saying this is almost the same kind of argument when you have Di Maria and Messi playing for Argentina? How these two No, okay. I'm not comparing the player. I'm comparing the situation. Because Di Maria and Messi do not play all that well together. Separately, they play on a completely different level. You put those two together, I'm not going to say they're subpar, but they just don't work well together. Is that essentially what you're saying about Morrow and Kubo?
Yes, yeah, absolutely, yeah. They're both the same player. They are the same player. One's a little bit better than the other. In my opinion, Morrow's a little bit better than Kubo. Kubo's great, don't get me wrong. Morrow's a little bit better. But I don't think that they're great on the same pitch because they both have the same mindset. Attack, put the ball in the net.
Long term, who do you keep?
Oh, God. I don't even want to get into that. I don't want to think about that right now.
Because I'm going to tell you who I'm taking. I'm taking Morrow.
I will take Morrow over Kubo right now. Yeah, absolutely.
Look,
but the odds are from what our stats are with our players as far as like DP goes and the money spent, Kubo would be the one to stay over Morrow. I hate to say that.
Why? When you free up that money from Kubo?
You got to get some money for him, though. Someone's got to offer you some good money for him. We're getting way off topic now, okay?
Not really.
If you guys want to give us a call, we actually have our number posted right here, 281-849-7335. If you want to get in on this argument with us about who would start in the top 3, go ahead and call us because right now I'm saying I would put Wenger up top with Morrow in the mid. He's saying Kubo in the mid, Morrow out wide, where Wenger would play.
You also have this other option of, okay, you have till the 45th minute. Coming out of halftime.
Put Wenger back in and let him get a start in Philly and just shove it in their faces.
It's not shoving it in his face.
It's not shoving it in anybody's face.
You go back and watch Wenger there. Wenger was good the first year there. and he was non-existent when it came to doing anything of meaning the last couple years he was there. I vividly remember one match, fast break, off a counter, streaking down the pitch. It would have been just an easy touch for him. He runs out of bounds with the ball instead of putting the ball in the net. Look, I like Wenger.
I just think that he's fast enough to keep up with their pace, and I think that he's unselfish enough to pass the ball rather than take a shot.
I'd rather start.
Most likely, we'll probably get the Mauro Manotas start with Kubo. My personal thing,
Wenger's
I
going
would
to come
take
in the
Wenger.
75th minute.
We will see Wenger in this game regardless. We will see Wenger in this game regardless. We're going to see one of the two regardless in this game.
Okay, let me throw you a big curveball. What if Elise is healthy? He just doesn't get the start.
That changes everything then. That changes everything then. I would still start Wenger. I would still start Wenger and then give at least some minutes in the later half. It depends on how the game's going. All right, we got to wrap this one up.
Yeah,
though,
but
guys.
real quick, after the Philly match, we do take on Atlanta.
Let's get predictions.
So
yeah,
predictions.
It's a tough one to predict.
It is. It is a
mainly
tough
because of I don't want to predict any more road wins because we freaking lose. And granted, we're not watching it at my place this time, so
yeah.
Maybe
So we are going to watch this at my place. We're going to try to have a couple people over. We'll do a check-in. We're going to be watching two matches at the same time. We do have the Dutch Lions San Antonio FC U.S. Open Cup match as well.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if there's anything good on here. Be the first road win of the season for them. They would be 3-0 if they win in Philly. So, then we do take on Atlanta. Excuse me, guys.
Which that's going to be another interesting game. It's the first time ever that these teams are meeting. Houston has to travel to Atlanta in their second road game of the week. In this, it would be their second in the 3 series of road games. After that, they go to Dallas. So it's a tough one, because the Dynamo are on they've had their home games. Now they got 8 out of the next 11 on the road.
So we don't have too much.
So if you fix your road wins, you fix your road wins tomorrow.
Yeah. We don't have too much to talk about the Atlanta United match, only because we still have to play through this game first. But Atlanta is sitting below the playoff line, the red line. We've never played them before, so I don't even have stats to give you. But they are sitting 10 matches played, 3 wins, 4 draws, 3 ties. Or excuse me, 4 losses, 3 draws. At home, they're only 1-2, so the Dynamo might be able to go in there and get some road points as well.
They're only 1 win away from jumping into that spot, unless Chicago Fire. But I mean, who knows? Atlanta's been one of those teams that have been known to blow leads.
Yes.
Okay, so Dynamo could get them on veteranship as far as presence goes in the MLS. I'm gonna go with Dynamo come back from a 2-1 lead. Yeah.
In Atlanta
come back
or
and
Philly?
Win. And that's in Atlanta. What do you want to say for Philly? And I'll give you my prediction.
Philly, look, I mean, as much as I love my boys, I still think there's some question marks there. I think they've played well their last 2 matches. I think they played well in the 3-3 draw they had. But I do think that it's going to be a loss for Philly. I'm going to say 3-2 Dynamo. Best case would be a 3-3 draw.
I'm going to say, you want to say goal scores?
Sapong, Nets 1, and I don't know who scores the other one with them after this goals they had this past week because it's just up in the air. For the Dynamo, Kyoto nets 1 on the road. Minota scores another. The third goal, I honestly don't know. One of those two we'll get to.
I'm going to go 2-0 Dynamo. Okay, I'm going to say our back four actually shuts this team out. They played well. Granted, they did give up a goal against Vancouver, and the only reason is because Andrew Winger marking Breck Shea. That can't happen. Okay. Machado Adolfo. Adolfo Machado. It's been 2 weeks, guys. I'm sorry. Bear with me a little bit, okay? Adolfo Machado and Leonardo have a great game.
Yeah.
Okay, and I say we close them out 2-0. Goal scores. I'm gonna say Mario gets both.
I can see
so
that.
I'm gonna keep it simple. We keep it simple, guys. Like us on Facebook, the Peel 2005. You can follow us on Twitter at the Peel 05. You can email us. Give us your thoughts on the games coming up here. The Peel 2005 at gmail.com. Like our friends, Dynamo Theory. You can follow them on Twitter at Dynamo Theory, and you can go to our website where you'll find our show, dynamotheory.com. Here, I'll give you our power rankings real fast. If you
There
want.
you go. Go ahead, throw the power rankings out there.
Yeah, a lot of good things here. We'll start with MLS. We moved up. We were ranked 9th. We moved up to 8th. Saying it wasn't a pretty win, but a win was a win. And the Dynamo have the most wins at home in MLS right now. With 5 of their next 6 on the road, we will learn if this team is a true contender. Next one was ESPN. ESPN, we moved up 3 spots. We moved from 9th to 6th. 2-1 win over Vancouver Whitecaps. The Dynamo are now tied for first in the West based entirely on their play at home. They are now 6-0-1 with a 13-plus goal difference. And then Fox Sports as well. We are ranked 6th right now. A win is a win, and though it wasn't the prettiest of victories over Vancouver this week, the Dynamo continue to grind out results at home. Their young attacking corps continue to create goal after goal, which is true. We have dominated some of these teams that have come here. Some of these really good teams.
Also, real quick, tomorrow, make sure you have your MLS fantasy teams locked.
Yes.
They will lock
by
at
6:30. Okay, yeah, we kick off the games tomorrow. There's a few games tomorrow, so make sure you get everybody lined up. I know there's 10 teams with double game weeks, so a lot of bonus points, guys. I actually got to go through my lineup again and fix it. I've done it like 10 times. Number 1 still is Waco Wonders. I gave him his second loss. Barely though. Oh my Gashi sitting in second place, 9 wins, 2 losses, both tied for first. Waco Wonders winning by points right now, a lot of points. A lot of points scored there. Goalie side, the one I'm taking on this week.
All right, we're good.
We good now?
Yes. Finally, I think it works.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Not much.
There we go. We were good.
I think we were both trying to call each other at the same time, and it kept messing up everything.
I think it's a mutual excitement that the whole crew's back together. It was a 2-man conversation for the past couple weeks. It was a shame.
Well, heck, man. Well, awesome. Yeah, how did the Toros do this week, man?
Yeah, Toros got the win. 2 straight wins at home. They beat Float Park, who is actually the Western Conference champions from last year. So definitely not an easy win. It was, to be honest, was it a great game to watch? Not particularly. It was 1-0. Our boy Eric Bird had a nice little backheel pass to his former college teammate at Virginia, Todd Wharton, who scored his first professional goal, and that was all they needed.
Heck yeah, man. And the Swope Park Rangers, that's the affiliation of Sporting Kansas City, right?
Yeah, Sporting KC, yeah. They never really actually got to go out to a game there last year. Really nice facility. Yeah, they're the affiliate of Sporting KC. They have a couple of the guys down there. Nantel Stubble is one of them. He's a 19-year-old, kind of a prodigy for them. So, yeah, pretty legit squad. Nice win for the Toros.
Yeah. So where does this put them? Who do they play this week coming up? And how do you think the outlook is now on the season with a couple matches under their belt?
Yeah, so they play Los Angeles Galaxy 2 this week, a.k.a. Los Dos. Usually they're pretty good. This year, not really. 2-5-1 so far. They have Ariel Lassiter, who's known as the Goal Puppy. He's usually one of the more elite scorers in the USL, but he hasn't scored yet this season. They actually had a similar instance as the Toros. Their coach from last year, actually, Cardinalfo, is now head coach of the MLS team. So they're kind of going through it. I think the Toros will get the win. They got back Jorginho James, who's a huge monster in the midfield. He complements Charlie Ward like nobody else in the business. So they look like they're kind of starting to get back into that form from last year, and they look good. So I'll go Toros 2-0 this week over Los Dos.
I know that the Toros are stacking up right now because guess who they just ended up getting today? And actually, I don't know if you saw it.
No, I didn't.
Agus is recovering from injury, and he's going to actually head over to RGV, play some games with them, and get back into match fitness. So I'm sure that he will be starting plenty of games with RGV now.
Nice, yeah. I would assume he would make the starting lineup as well, and he is. I think it's fair to say he's definitely going to be the oldest player on the Toros. We all agree on that.
Yeah. This should be interesting.
Unless they send Vicente Sanchez down.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be mad about that.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone would be mad about that.
That's incredible. So Toro's looking pretty good right now. And man, I'm ready for some more Texas derbies between them and San Antonio. And I think Texas in general for soccer is the best in America right now, and I will quote that. And as far as San Antonio goes, RGV is looking great.
Yes.
Dallas, obviously, Dallas and San Antonio are both undefeated in both their leagues, and then obviously Houston Dynamo looking great this year too.
Yeah.
It's a great year for soccer here in Texas, and I love everything.
Yeah, F Dallas and San Antonio. How about that, huh?
Yeah, it's crazy. It kind of sucks because both of our rivals are undefeated, but they're just waiting for us to hand them their first losses. So,
Yeah, I would much rather have them be winless than undefeated. That's for sure.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Real quick for my portion of the Houston Hoedown, what kind of insight can you give on San Antonio FC since the Houston Dutch Lions of the NPSL are going to be taking them on tomorrow?
Yeah, well, as we know, they're undefeated. His name is Brian Forbes. Billy Forbes. He's been great for San Antonio. He was the USL. I don't even care that I didn't know his name off the top of my head, but he was actually the USL Player of the Month last month. They're good, man. They're a scrappy team. They're just playing well. Last year was their first year. They kind of were figuring out how to be a team. They really look good. Sebastian Idiaga's down there, former Dynamo player, and he's been great as well. He was the captain a couple matches. A real good dude, real good player. So they're just good. I would not want to be playing against them.
Yeah, that's a rough team, and honestly, if San Antonio is making a statement to come into MLS, this is the year to do it. I mean, obviously they're making a top tier team right now, and they need to go into MLS eventually.
All right, Carson. Well,
good.
No, good.
I was just gonna say I hope they lose the rest of their matches, but
yeah, that would be great. That would be nice. That would be nice.
All right, Carson. Go ahead and tell everybody where they can find you, and we'll go ahead and let you go for tonight.
Yeah, we got the Bull and its Horns tomorrow. Find me on Twitter at Carson A. Merck. And, of course, we'll stay blue through on lead, and hopefully we'll lose Game 2 tonight against San Antonio.
There you go.
All right, thanks, Carson.
Too much San Antonio, damn it.
Yeah, talking about San Antonio, man, I don't know. Without Kawhi Leonard, it's something different.
But I was also telling a bunch of people at work, it doesn't matter how San Antonio plays in the regular season. They are a completely different team in the playoffs, and they're scary against whoever has to face them. So
always, I hope they play the best game of their life. Maybe bring back David Robinson if they need to, and kick the hell out of Golden State.
All right, Carson. Till next week.
All right, guys, let's do it again.
All right, later. All right, well, that was Carson with our Down in the Valley segment. So real quick, I'm going to bounce back to the Houston Hoedown, read that through, then we'll get into the fantasy stuff, the schedules for the week, and then we'll close out the show. But the Dutch Lions, I'm going to start this over because when I chop this all up, it'll actually look like a legit show. So the Houston Dutch Lions did kick off their season, as you could say. Their first match of 2017, meaningful match, was against the North Texas Rayados in the 2017 Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. Also, you can find all this on the Houston Hoedown on Dynamo Theory. Support your local soccer. Dutch Lions did score 3 goals. You had a goal in the 54th minute from Lawal Amika in the 54th minute. Then you also had a minute later, you had Juan Pablo Corubias scoring a minute later in the 55th. I actually typed that wrong. I need to change that. Things did get a little dicey in the 56th minute with an own goal from Remy Broekman. But they did recover from the own goal in the 89th minute and scored. They scored their third goal with Jerry Schloman putting it in the back of the net with a laser. Dutch Lions did take the win 3-1. This does pin them up against the best team in the USL, which is San Antonio FC. Tomorrow, probably by the time you listen to that tonight, 7:30 if I remember, 7 o'clock up at the Dutch Lions training facility up in Conroe. Went there last week, got a chance to talk to the coach. It is an amazing facility, and they have an extremely good team. Also, on Saturday, they do kick off their regular season, their NPSL season, in Fort Worth against the, how do you say that? Vaqueros?
Vaqueros, yeah.
Vaqueros, up at Martin Field in Fort Worth, Saturday at 7:30. And then you did have also the Houston Regals kicking off their NPSL season with a gritty 3-2 win over the Shreveport Raptors FC. Both goals came in the second half, both by Jackson Darnell in the 49th and the 55th minute. That was for Shreveport. The Regals did end up scoring 3 unanswered goals by Brian Gomez in the 54th. Jorge Secre in the 82nd minute, and then Ricardo Kaliman in the 71st minute. Their next match will be this Thursday, May 18th at 7:30 against Midland Odessa FC up at the Grand Communications Stadium in Midland.
This should be a good one here.
Yes. Also, you do have the local USL PDL team, Houston FC, starting their season Saturday on the road, May 20th at 11 a.m. against OKC Energy's U23 squad up at Norman High School, Norman, Oklahoma. And then you also have a women's side. You have the Houston South Select kicking off their WPSL season Saturday, May 20th at 6 p.m. In San Antonio against San Antonio Athenians FC out at the Blossom Athletic Center in San Antonio. So big things for the Houston Hoedown coming up. It'll be interesting to see all the games coming up for next week's show. But we had fantasy stuff already. Let's get to where's that? Houston Dash. Let me throw that out there. Where'd that go?
Yeah, dropping a 3-1 loss against New Jersey this past weekend.
New Jersey Sky Blue FC.
Yeah, Sky Blue FC. They've had 2 back-to-back games again on that Lifetime channel.
Yeah.
And 2 back-to-back losses. You know, it was tough. This one was at home this time. Opening the scoring was Sarah Keelian on a penalty kick in the 33rd minute. 53rd minute, Leah Galton. And then 76th minute, the Houston Dash finally pulling one back by Medeiros.
Don't ask me. With the assist from Kelly O'High.
Yeah, with the assist from Kelly O'High.
I need to throw something in there once we get done all this, because she made me feel really shitty about myself today. And then you had Samantha Kerr in the 87th minute, pretty much sealing the deal for Sky Blue FC.
Putting them in 7th out of 9th, 7th out of 10th.
Yeah.
In the league,
but
not looking
it
good.
Still is early because the teams are all.
It's early,
stacked.
but they don't have a very long season. Dynamo Dash are still without Carly Lloyd as she's scoring goals out in Man City in their final.
But they do get Sky Blue FC again here in Houston. That is also actually.
It's
in New Jersey. Excuse me.
This time,
in Piscataway. I actually have been through there a few times growing up there. That match is this Saturday, May 20th at 3 o'clock Central Time, also on Lifetime. So let's see if the Dash can get back even and take some road points away from them, because they're going to need it. They end up playing the Seattle Reign 2 weeks from now, and Seattle Reign's been on fire and scoring goals at will.
Seattle Reign blanked them, or not blanked them, but they
did more.
Tromped them 5-1 the last time we played them.
And look, you have the brand new North Carolina Courage sitting in first place with 12 points.
Wow. Yeah. 4 wins, 1 losses. Wow.
Yep. So
talk about investing in their women's soccer, man.
A little bit. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Type in MLS soccer. I accidentally closed the page out. I love the option of editing because it's great.
That's what happens when you go live, guys.
Yeah.
So
you get issues, but it happens.
Have issues. Guys, you can like our Facebook page, Appeal2005. You can follow us on Twitter at Appeal05. Email us, appeal2005@gmail.com. Like our friends, Dynamo Theory on Facebook. follow them on Twitter at Dynamo Theory, and visit our website, dynamotheory.com, where you can find this show. It'll be posted tomorrow at some point.
It should be fairly early because I'm off.
Sweet. Sweet.
So let me go down here. All right. So the matches do kick off tomorrow. We have our match at 6:30 our time. 6:30 our time. Let me stress that. With the Union taking on the Dynamo, like I said, I think it's going to be one of the better matches of the weekend.
Real fast, kind of fantasy. Okay, yeah. Get your fantasy lineup in by 6:30. Do not forget, we do have a double game week. One Dynamo player per team. Okay, guys, I've been seeing a couple people pick up 2 Dynamo players. One Dynamo player. Okay, that's what we stress. Okay, one Dynamo player this season. Okay, we're not playing for money. You guys are playing for a $50 gift card. It's our rules. It's our league. Yeah. So, okay.
And a trophy.
Next year when we play for something and we get something out of it too, we'll change it up a little bit. But, okay, one Dynamo player. I can't stress that enough. All right?
And then you have the Chicago Fire taking on Colorado in Chicago. I don't know why I said it like that. Seattle taking on SKC. I think that's going to be an extremely good match, but I think SKC takes the points. NYCFC taking on RSL, which they better win that game. And then you have Orlando City taking on San Jose in San Jose. I think Orlando City pulls away with points out of that. Toronto taking on New York Red Bulls. Giovinco is out for 3 weeks, so let's see how they bounce back from that. Portland taking on Montreal on Saturday. Portland has to win that game. Chicago taking on DC United. I think Chicago wins that. RSL going to Seattle. They're going to get destroyed. And then you have our next match. You got Houston taking on Atlanta United FC. I think it's going to end up being a good match. We'll wait and see how these Wednesday games go and then go from there. Sporting KC doing their turnaround playing in Vancouver. SKC's gotten a rough schedule the last couple of weeks.
That is a really SKC. From what I've noticed, SKC and San Jose have some tough schedules as far as geographically goes. You know, and that I mean that's rough. Heading over to Vancouver midweek.
Yeah. But you got Colorado traveling to Philly. I'm hoping that Philly could put it away against them. You got San Jose traveling to FC Dallas. I think FC Dallas takes the points there. You got Columbus Crew SC taking on New England in New England. Atlanta Galaxy taking on Minnesota in Minnesota. And then New York City FC taking on Orlando City. Look, that's been a battle since they both entered the league. I think Orlando City
that's going to close out their series for the season because they've already Orlando's taken the first 2 games. Orlando's still undefeated at home. They've had 5 straight wins, 1 loss. Not 1 loss, one draw against Sporting Kansas. So their winning streak is done at home. So I think they continue another winning. I think they can continue to get wins at home.
Also, Tuesday, I'm going to throw this out there because this matters for the Champions League. They're not MLS matches. They are Canadian Championship matches. You got Toronto FC on Tuesday taking on the Ottawa Fury, and then Montreal taking on the Whitecaps. Like I said, this is
Canadian Championship, and this is what they play for in regards to get into the CONCACAF Champions League next year. So. Okay, so it is interesting to watch. It's unfortunate that it's not on MLS Live or anything like that. That sucks.
But you'll be able to steal it over the internet. I didn't tell you to do that. So, Josh and I we'll be watching the game at my place tomorrow.
Since standings actually matter really much, let's just go over standings real fast, and then we'll close out our show. Really and truly, I don't want to go over standings, except Dynamo are number 1 in the Western Conference.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, okay. That's it. That's all I just want to point that out, okay? We have 10 wins. I'm sorry, not 10 wins. 10 games played, 6 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw. All of our wins come at home. 1 draw also comes at home. Our 3 losses are on the road, so tomorrow should be good for us.
Yeah.
The ones behind us, tied with us, they have a game in hand on us as well as FC Dallas. So we get some wins here. We play against Dallas in Dallas. That game's going to be even bigger.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what we have to look forward to.
Well, I think that's going to close us out for today. I didn't wear the FC Dallas shirt today because we are playing against each other as far as our teams go. I will honor it, and unfortunately we're going to be playing against Dallas that week that we will be going over, but I have a bet, and I am a man of my word. He beat me in fantasy. I will wear the FC Dallas shirt on our next show. So. Yes, which is funny because that next show we'll be prepping for the FC Dallas
the FC Dallas, and I hope I don't jinx my team, but shit, man.
Yeah. Well,
Hello, Alicia. We are logging off for the night, too.
From Southern California.
Southern
I think
California.
that's the farthest we've ever had anybody on.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Thank you for tuning in.
Yes, thank you. That's actually pretty awesome.
That is really cool. Yeah. You can,
So
once we
real
go off
quick-
here, you can scroll back and watch the show that we just went over.
Real quick, Alicia, if you're still listening, what brings you to the show from California? I'll give you about 3 seconds to reply.
3 seconds is that doesn't have. They need like about a 30-second window.
30 seconds?
Yeah, it's a pretty long window for. Let's see.
Well, that sucks.
I mean, here, watch. Let's see. Let's find out. Okay, there we go. Now. Let's see. I don't know.
Maybe
not.
5, 4, 3. Okay, whatever. So Josh, real quick, what are you drinking on?
I am drinking Weissheimer. We already went over this.
Did we?
Yeah,
Oh,
we went over
whatever.
what we were drinking. Yeah,
right.
yeah, guys, come out to
All
Eighth
right.
Wonder at some point. Check us out Tuesday nights live here at 7.
Yes.
Thank you, Alicia. We appreciate you tuning in.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Well, I'm Justin.
I'm Josh, tuning out for the
Yes,
Peel.
sir.
Forever Orange.
Forever Orange.
Go Dynamo. Beat Philadelphia's ass tomorrow.
I'm not going to respond to you.